Hi and welcome back. How's it all going over there? Okay, what we're going to be doing today is more of the same, but this time we're going to be unwrapping this little beauty here. So what I'm going to do is isolate my selection, and as you can see this is quite a big piece, although in all fairness it probably has the same amount of parts, or polygons rather, as the last piece that we just did, and it's not quite as complicated. Okay, so there's our unwrap UVW, and you can see that it's kind of automated the unwrap quite a lot. If we just look at the edit for this, it kind of seems logical, but it's not actually a logical unwrap. So I'm going to want to obviously make it a lot more logical than it already is. There's places that overlap quite badly and so on. Okay, let's get straight into this then, and I'm going to go into face mode. And I'm just going to move these guys kind of down here out of the way. That way I've got this nice big canvas to work on. Get rid of the map seam, and I'm going to start here. Now this is quite useful because I'm going to use a different, kind of a different way of mapping stuff today, just for the sheer joy of doing something different, really, as much as anything. So I'll just select these polygons. Lost my train of thought because I had to pause. Right, there we go. So we're going to use the planar map on this fella. So I'm going to select all this half here first. I ran some tests using pelt mapping on this, and really pelt mapping doesn't work that well. Not with this anyway, so I decided not to. Okay, let's have a look at that. That's cool. Just click here, quick planar map. There it is. Okay, and I'm going to rotate this like so. And there's a bit of funky polygon nonsense going on here, which I don't like at all. Maybe there's one, yep, there it is, selected underneath. Always best to check. Okay, let's do that again. Quick planar map. Don't worry that we're using like massive amounts of space. We're going to scale it down to a normal size again soon. Okay, now same again over here. There's a really tiny polygon there, which is kind of irritating. Okay, starting to get somewhere. There we are. And again, just a quick planar map. And what you'll notice is it's basically created the other half here, and we can sew these together moderately easily, which is pretty cool. So I'll move this to here. I'm sure you can kind of see where they connect together. What I'm going to do now is go to vert mode and target weld. There we go. Right click out, and then I can kind of just move these down a bit. Okay, so that's evened this one out a little bit, and we've got this nice piece here. You can even relax the UVs a little bit if you'd like to. There we go. I just kept it as default, 100 iterations. You'll notice how nicely that's kind of smoothed this out. I wouldn't normally do this, but this is a kind of much more organic curved shape, so... Right, move it up here. There we go. Right, now to move on to the side of this vehicle. So, as you see, the map seams on the top now have been pretty much cleaned off. Although there's a polygon here. Let's see what's happening here. Yes, we appear to be missing this polygon. Right in the middle here. It's kind of a bummer, because it's supposed to be in there. Alright, so I'm going to have to separate this out. It's unfortunate because it means I've made a mistake, so I'll just break it. Break. Let's go and find this one. There it is. Okay, so let's break this off and scale it up. Just move it over here. Okay. Going to target weld. It's usually not too hard to kind of weld this kind of junk together. Just a case of being logical as much as anything. There we go. Wasn't that great? Right, now back down here again. You see, that's why I turn on the map seams now and again. It kind of shows me if I'm making hideous and unfortunate mistakes that I really don't want to make. Okay, face mode. This kind of will have to do a lot of work later on, so... And I'm going to be a horrible, filthy, dirty cheat with this bit anyway. Okay. Yep, accidentally selected some wrong parts here. Nice. Right. Pardon me. Now let's have a look at the angle going down here. Just trying to keep this straight on the front, like that. Quick planar map, and you see we get this. Which looks messy, however, we get an opportunity to kind of fix it up. There we are. Okay. Nice. Relaxed by face angles. Right, anyway, sorry, I was just messing around there. Right, then we'll bring this down. I'm going to move it over here, because I'm trying to get big chunks, and then I can start kind of sewing those big chunks together a bit. Okay, let's look at our map seams again. As you can see, there'll be a big one over here now. Now then, over here. Take off these map seams so I can see what I'm doing slightly easier. So it's kind of grim in here. I'm going to go up as far as probably around here. Yep. And then across here. such a nuisance trying to select things sometimes. There's one. Okay, bring that out again. Trying to get this entire piece over here. Okay. So if we look at this planar map now, it's kind of coming in at more or less the right angle. So I'll just do a quick planar on this. Right. Now what I need to do is go into vert mode. Just start moving these verts around a little bit. Just trying to prevent kind of overlap as much as possible. Quick look in here. See which piece I'm dealing with. Okay, I'm going to bring this part forward then. So about there. So I might bring them forward a little bit more. I need enough room for these. Now then, let's look at my map seams. It looks like not everything had been selected, unfortunately. Let's move that back in. Yep, that's why. There were those pieces there that hadn't been selected. Just there and there. Trying to work out what was going on. Okay, quick planar again. And just go and check our map, because there's a piece now deselected. There. That's better. Alright, now this makes it all one solid object again. Under edge mode for the moment. Bring those along. Then those. If we just unoverlap these, then they're going to work a lot better. Now this one here is this piece here, so what I'm going to do is scale this. We can see that this scale piece will attach over here. Just get it more or less to the right height. Okay, and going to target weld. Right, so that's that piece. Spin round, do it on the other side. We don't get the joy, unfortunately, of using mirrors or anything like that, because the two sides aren't symmetrical, and it'll end up screwing it up, unfortunately. Click plus. Oops, wrong button. So easy to deselect pieces. unfortunately. Fortunately, it's just as easy to reselect them again. Okay, ooh, hang on, there's one there that I've accidentally selected, you see? Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, there we go. Seems to be some sort of a polygon missing just over here. Let's have a look. Yes, what's on the other side of it? It doesn't really matter, I've got the same thing over there anyway. Right, just a back-facing polygon that will never ever ever be seen. Scale this in. Okay. Just a tiny bit here and here. There we go. Right, back down to this again, and if we look at our seam view, see things are starting to neaten up a little bit over here. So let's look at kind of adding an extra level of niceness over here. Niceness. You notice I'm kind of sticking at the same area just at the front here for the moment. I'm going to take it as far as here, I think. And I'll set up the axis that I want this preview to go onto. That's what this kind of box is, by the way. It's the quick map gizmo. Okay, so at the moment it's the smiley kind of face down one, which is averaged. We can just set it up on a specific plane if we want. I'd quite like to set it up on the Z axis, or Z axis. Yeah, I'll use the Z axis. So a quick planar map off this. That's not right, you see. Yep, thought so. I've got these big blooming polygons here, and one here. Let's see what the average one comes up with first. Have a quick look at that. Actually, that's not bad. Okay, let's move this up to here. Scale it. And obviously this is going to sit on top of these. However, first we need to have this underneath layer. Okay, and that doesn't come all the way along to the edge. So I'll go as far as there. Okay, actually I'll deselect these parts here because they're not really going to be any use at the moment. Okay. That's pretty funky. Okay, just do a quick planar. And this fits like a kind of pair of dentures, I suppose, almost. Somewhat like that. Right, so have I got these upside down? Yeah, I think it is. I think this is upside down. I also gather there's two tiny polygons here that weren't included in the unwrap, so... And one that was, that shouldn't be. Let's just deselect that one. And that one. Just getting close enough to see these polygons here. And here. That's better. No, it's not an even selection for whatever reason. See if I can spot why not. But certainly not that one. Okay, never mind. Oh, hang on. No, it is that one. That's why. Okay. So we're going to make a quick planar, like before, like I mentioned. Let's rotate it so it looks a bit like a smiley face, but actually pointing downwards. And move it just up here and scale it down. Right, the reason it's down like this is obviously because it's kind of the underside. So now if I'm going to go into my target welds, start putting these together. You'll notice my witty banter's kind of not happening at the moment, so, you know, dongs and butts or something. No, if you've got two monitors, just open YouTube in the other window and watch something you think's amusing. Honestly, don't mind me, I don't mind. Right, just check that again. Right, let's just start patching this little fellow up a bit. I think that one's in the wrong position. Certainly looks like he is, doesn't he? Yeah, I patched it to the one underneath by mistake. Okay, so that's one seam out of the way, but now we've got to do the kind of repair work that comes with this one. Remember, of course, if you're already an experienced UV unwrapper, okay, and you do UV unwrapping an awful lot anyway, why are you watching this? Just comedy value? Just go and do something else. I get people, I can model better than that. I bought your DVD and was stunned that I could model better than you can. I got one of those about 2.5 years ago. And I sent the email, why did you buy my DVD? Didn't get a response. Seriously, you know, if you're already better than me, that's great. But if you are, don't buy the learning sets. They're not going to help you. Okay, just straighten out these verts. Just really starting to kind of make logistical patterns out of our verts so that it'll come together a lot more tidily later down the line when we actually render out textures and things. So I'm going to be using an awful lot of render to texture. Don't worry, this is all wonky ass and stuff. I'll fix that in a minute. You know how I'm going to do it. It's not going to come as a surprise to you. Okay. Just a simple case of scaling them down. There we go. Nice and even. Okay, so if we pull back again now, if we just turn on our map seams, you should see that our front is now a much cleaner map seam than it was. Right, let's do this bottom part here. So basically what we're doing is kind of starting at the front and throwing ourselves backwards, as it were. This part looks like it's already a big chunky piece, but it won't hurt to kind of separate it out a bit. There wasn't actually that much detail on the bottom of Ed 209's head, so there we go. I do believe I have a cat scratching at my door to get in, so go away, little cat. We can see the seams here, so let's just ignore them and pretend we don't have any seams. There we go. So we'll go all the way as far back as this piece first. And just do a quick planar map. Rotate. And just move it over here. The reason I'm not kind of resizing and stuff is because I want to kind of carry on with the flow here as much as I can. This is quite a complicated shape, and so I want to be able to unwrap it. Okay. Again, that makes this shape here, which I'll rotate. Let's move it up to here. Now I've got these inside parts here, so let's do these one at a time. Trying to be careful when I click. Okay, that's one. And then the other. Quite an interesting shape, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of sew these back together again. Well, there's no kind of about it. I am going to sew these back together again. Aha, there's two that aren't selected. Right, so let's look at these shapes. That end is there. And there, and this end is nowhere in particular at the moment. Okay, so bring this up to here. Okay, turn this one around. Like so, move it. Now this part here obviously kind of attaches onto there. However, I also want to attach these pieces inside this. Now the thing is, these parts here aren't actually ever going to be seen, so I'm not going to bother attaching them, I don't think. It just seems kind of redundant, really. Move that back a bit. Okay, now let's see why these aren't connecting. Oh, it's these little triangles here, is it? There and there. Alright, let's rotate them. Move. And these bits are the ones that sit between that part and this part. So, vertex, target weld. They're on the wrong side as well. Okay, target weld. And here. And now I'm going to bring these all the way over here. Right clicked out there so it wouldn't weld. Right, now I can move this part in a bit. Just to avoid the crossover, which you can kind of see here, I think, fairly well. It's an issue, unfortunately, but just one of those things. Move this one in as well. It's an inside piece, so again, unless you're blowing your model into tiny whiny pieces, I'm not going to lose too much sleep about it, to be honest. Okay, now over here. This piece and this piece can come together. Try and optimize space a little bit. I know you can use auto pack, but it just does horrible things and rescales all your pieces nastily. Okay, scale them down. There's movement to there. And rotate them a little bit. There we are. Right, now we can just scale this one down again. Happy in the knowledge that we're actually getting somewhere, really. Okay, this is the front. Okay. Pull out. We're going to have to start looking at these pieces here now. So, face mode. Do the top of them first. and I can see where the seam is here, so these parts here don't appear to have gone into my model for whatever reason. They must be down here. There they are. And they fit over there. I can just see where they go now. There we are. Let's get rid of that, which ultimately tidies up this piece a lot more. Piece there as well, look. Okay, let's just go and do vertex, target weld again. You're always going to have these problems, it's just best to kind of get it over with, really. Okay, let's go into face mode and find out exactly where this piece is. It's probably down here somewhere. Or is it up here somewhere? Yep, there they are, those three there. Okay. So it is separate, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure it was. Right, so I'm going to start here. Let's go all the way across to about here. And then we're going to go up and over the entire back. Just in one fell swoop. Make sure we're not doing any overlapping that I shouldn't be doing here. Doesn't look like I am. See, we're following this kind of seam here. Okay, same over here. Right, so I'm going to select these ones as well. Let's go over the entire model. I may as well just select these parts that kind of stick out over the top as well. And here. Alright. Now let's have a look at our planar map and see how it's doing. It seems okay. Now you can see that there's these pieces here in between that one, so I'll not do that one yet. Okay, just checked this out. That's fine. Quick planar map. We're going to get this big piece over here. I'll just rotate it. That way so we know which side's which. It's kind of facing the front. And go to the scale tool. And move. Right, let's move this lot because they're starting to take up some space over here that I want. Now, because of the map seam, we can see where things are, which is useful. So I'm going to go into face mode, select here, and here. Let's do a quick planar. Okay, I'm going to rotate these, scale them down. just move them. Because those guys are going to sit there in between that. Now, select here. And here. And here. Again, quick planar map. And that's pretty damn lopsided, but don't worry about it so far. These should all be separate items. Scale them down. Rotate. And I'll straighten up the verts on this in just a few minutes. Okay, let's get these moved. Right, so sewing stuff together again. Let's go into target weld for vert mode. Straighten these ones out. There we are. Okay, now we'll straighten out these verts. There we go. So this part first. And a quick planar map. Ooh, missing polygon. There we are. Let's move this over here. Let's check I've got everything. I think there's a bit missing there. Let's do it again. Trying to work out why that wasn't looking right, and there was like a piece missing. Always the culprit, if you like, wondering what the hell's gone wrong with your model. That or not having a quad core. P.S. I don't have a quad core. Okay, start sewing this one up. When things are working with the old UVW1 wraps, you know, it's actually quite nice and relaxing. It's only when it isn't that you realise what a horrible bag of crap it is. You know that time when you're sitting praying at night for someone to bring out a tool that will do all your work for you so you don't have to. We call that poser. Well, no, a tool that does all your work, no. Not unless, you know, you do an awful lot of hentai. There we go, let's close that one up. Let's go back again. And I'm going to break off this side here now, so face map. Making sure I get all the polygons while I'm doing this, because they are all important. Except for that one, which isn't. Okay, quick planar. Once I've checked the other side, because I had a feeling there was one there. And there's one that isn't selected obviously properly over here. I'll deselect that one actually, because that's really an internal polygon. Now, where's this one from? Look at that, there's another damned polygon selected that makes no sense. Where is it? Right at the back there. Didn't want that one. There we go. Or this one. There, that's much better. Scale it. Scale it some more. Move. Wait for autosave. Scale it up a bit. So about there. Nice. Okay, let's go into vert mode, target weld. Okay, that's one. Start moving this slightly down. And over here. Now, over here. Okay, that looks about right. Slightly different shape to the other one. So let's quick planar it and rotate it over. Then scale. And move. Right, now I can attach this one together as well. It's pretty much sunk through the other model, to be honest, so let's just move it back up again a bit. There, that should do it. It's quite cool. I used to have an one of those uninterruptible power supply things, and it was cool, but they only last about 15 minutes. And the electricity around here, for whatever reason, is just bizarre. It'll go off for like hours for no apparent reason. So what I've got now, it's all to do with my fuse box. What I've got now is a separate breaker that just feeds into this room, so the power will go out everywhere except in here, which is really, really cool. You'll notice how, obviously, we started slowly at the front of the model, and we've been progressing and progressing, and now we're kind of at the back of the model. The process is really starting to come together quite well here, so we're making very good progress. There we go. Let's quickly planar that. Or not. There we are. I'll rotate it. Ooh, hang on, before I do, I can see a problem. Now I'll do this and rotate it. Move it over here. Scale it down again. Move it in a bit more. Okay, go to target weld. Gonna have to adjust this a little bit. So I'm gonna weld that to there. And then this down into here. And then that down into here. And then this down into here. Like so. Okay, next. Got these back pieces here and here. So I'm going to quick planer them again. Scale them. Move them over here. Now that one's for there, that one's for there. I'll bring this down. Scale it a little bit. Rotate this one around. Go to edge mode just to see which edge lines up. It is this one, good. Okay, we're going to do vert mode again. Okay. Now we've got these parts here. So I'll quickly do that one. Okay, going to this again. There we go. Now over this side. Okay, it's inverse at the moment, so scale this down a bit. Vert, target weld. Okay. So those seams came across really nicely. Now off the bottom of this, see that's where the mouth is. So what I'm going to do is do this face first. Deselect these. There we are. So that's one side piece which is going to connect onto this. So rotate it. Now I'll do the one on the other side. I like doing them both kind of, you know, one after the other. That way I don't forget what I'm doing. And later on I don't tend to make quite as many mistakes as I otherwise would. So, okay, quick plane it. There's a gap there that I'm not too sure about. There, look, missing polygon. Now it's gone. Let's rotate this up. Scale it down. complicated piece, this one. So it's nice being able to kind of almost tame it, I suppose you could say. Okay, these edges are certainly becoming a lot more logistical. Logical? There, you know what I mean. Now if you look, there's some tiny little pieces here and here that go onto the inside. I've already got that one, so let's have a look. Face. This one. This one, this one. And that one. Yeah, they're all attached together. Now, these are going to go onto the back of this. Just there, you can see where they go, in fact. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just loosen that one. Right, let's go in here. There's a lot of weird polygons going on there. There's two there. Here. And here. I wondered what was going on, and it's because these two are missing. Okay, so these into place. Not there. I don't want to weld it. Well, let's check out these again. That one's there, that one's there, there. And there. So this one should actually weld on to the other one. But it isn't. I wonder why. Definitely not inverted either. Let's separate it out again. So let's try and work out if there's something wrong with these verts, perhaps. One there, one there, one there. Nope, that's exactly where they're supposed to be. So let's go to face select and do a quick grow. And if we deselect these obvious ones, we can see if there's any extra verts that we need, or polygons even. Yep, there's one, look, just there. I think this is the missing one. Where the heck it's gone? Right, there it is. It looks like a line made out of 3 edges. Nice. In fact, I think it's probably a line made of 3 edges. It's got a vert mode. Christ knows what this is. I've never seen something like this, so I don't know. Right, but however this should fill the gaps. Yeah, it seems to connect absolutely everything, so target weld. Yeah, it's a selection of triangles, look. Basically all superimposed on top of each other. There, that's better. That was a chore. However, the back of our model's now looking a lot better than it was. So, that's a bonus. Okay, before we go on to doing those, let's go over here. Face mode. Okay, I want these three pieces here first. Put them up there. Now I can do these ones. And quick planar again. Okay. Scale this down. There we are. Next. This part here. Make sure this is the top, which it is. Scale it down. I'll sew it together when I'm done, you see. I just really want to get most of this out the way first. Right, now here. Quick planar. Scale it. Rotate. And move. Okay, just making sure they all fit together still. Now over here. Okay, and this piece here. I thought this one was actually passing more quickly than the last one I did. However, on looking at the amount of time it's taken me so far to unwrap this piece, and I know it's quite a hefty piece, it's actually taken just as long, so there you go. Okay, that should deselect this one and all these ones. Right. Okay, quick planar. Okay, rotate this up just a bit. Scale it. Move it. Okay, plenty of space now to do all the target welds we need to for this one. Just try and target weld everything generally in the same direction. Right, this one's not going anywhere near here. Ah, there it is. I'll work out what I can go at the top. Okay, so that is this part here. So I'm going to scale it down. Just move it over here. Try and find a good place to put this. Rotate it. Remember, the only logic you should use to placement is just optimization of space. That's kind of the only thing that's going to matter. Okay, now we've got another one here, so do the same as we just did for the other side. Press F4, you can see how our seams have become a lot tidier, however. There we go. And a quick planar. Scale them down. And again down here. It occurs to me I should have added these pieces here in as well. I'll probably have to do that soon. Okay. Now into here. Interesting, I don't appear to have that sticky out part on that side, but I do on this one. Must be a symmetry thing that I completely forgot about. Okay, quick planar. Make sure that's the top. There we go. Now the sides. Just keeping an eye out for the seams, which is kind of where I want to stop. Also making sure I haven't selected anything that I really want at the moment. Okay. So a quick planar map. Scale it down and rotate. And scale some more. And move. There we go. Do the other side. planar. There's a break there, don't like that. Let's go in and have another look. There it is. Much better. Okay, move to about there. Right, down here then. Make sure I'm not selecting anything I don't want to. Let's try to get a decent shape out of this one. I'll leave that one alone there. Okay, quick planar map. Scale this down. Rotate it slightly. And move to about there. Okay, let's go into vert mode and tog weld. Yay. We're off for buzzwords. Could go the whole hog and kind of sew these together if I really want, but that'd be more of a bother than anything. I'll just straighten them out a bit. There we go. Right, now over here, if you recall earlier I was mentioning these briefly. Could really do with doing a quick planar map of these. Scale them a little bit. So that'll scale them a lot. Move them the way I want them. There we go. Right, over here. Make sure it's only this bit selected, because that's the only bit I want. Scale this down. Move that to there. Oops, there we go. Scale this one in. Okay, that way we don't get the overlaps. Right, now got the other side here. Planar on that. Oops, I mean there. I'll do the ones on the other side as well while I'm here, because I may as well. At least that way I'll know where they are, and they're going to be a lot easier for me to kind of look at and work out and stuff. But I'll put the ones on the other side of this piece. So, pull it back and spin it round. Just turn off the map seams for a minute. Make sure that I'm seeing the right piece. Scale it all down. Then same as last time, just select these three, scale them in. Stops it overlapping. And I'll just move it over here. Move this. And this. I should just release like this part on its own as a free tutorial so that people can just see, like, you know, why do you never release unwrapping tutorials? This is why. Enjoy, mortal. And this one here. There we go, put that in there. So let's create this big awesome piece, which I'm now going to scale down. Let me see. Yeah, I'll put it over here. What I want to do is find a place where it's going to be able to fit. Maybe in there. Actually, if I scale it a little bit more, it's an internal part, so it's not fantastically important anyway. Let's pop it in there. I'll do the same over here with this. There we go. Right. Pieces that are left. Well, there's only really one chunky piece that is left, and that's over here at the back. So what I need to do, select these parts here, the ones that seemed like a terribly good idea at the time. I might just auto unwrap these and hope for the best, to be honest. Right, what I'm going to do with these is click the grow button. Right, now if I do a quick planar, as you can see, we're going to lose most of the detail in this. That doesn't matter too much. There's kind of ways and means to get around that. Just want to make sure this top part here isn't selected. Okay. So that's a quick planar map of this, but as you see we're not going to get the sides of these tubes, which is kind of important. Do a kind of a quick box map on it probably. Let's see, I'll do a normal mapping on it. Actually no, I'll do a flattened mapping. Set it to 75. And as you see, I'll just fill this box here now with this. Problem with these is you can't kind of tell what's what at all. Box mapping really doesn't help that much more either. And as for the unfold, well, your guess is as good as mine. Probably going to have to do this the hard way, to a degree anyway. I'm going to start with a quick planar. Then from the planar map, I'm going to steal these pieces, half at a time. Just scale it down. Rotate it. Move to about there. Go on the other side. Some of these polygons can be quite hard to see, especially if you put on the what do you call it? Oh, F3 see through it. Doesn't normally work very well. Okay, rotate. Move. Scale. Move. Okay, and I'm going to go to vertex, target weld. There we are, that's one. Now I'm going to do the one over here. I'll try and start with an awkward polygon instead for a change. Pardon me. There we go. Stop that one. Just there, I think. And do a quick planar. Okay, let's rotate it. And scale it. There we go. Now, because I can see where those seams are, okay, I'll just do a quick planar again. And then move it up here to about there. Okay. This one seems to be considerably longer than this one, so I'm just going to scale it a little bit down just on this axis. To make them more or less the same height. There we go. Now then, over here, I'm going to grab this vert and just pull it up. And this vert here and pull it up. And that way this isn't going to be basically sticking up in the wrong direction. Right. Face select, going to grab these. Scale them down a bit. Move them into one of these eyes. Grab this. Scale it down as well. Rotate it. And just move it over to here. I think about there should do it. Right. One on the other side now. Oh yeah, and the two ends. Because I forgot them. It's really cool doing VW rendering because, you know, you'll spend hours and hours and hours and days doing it. And then when someone says, show me what you did, what you've been doing, and you show them, it's like a big mass of like graph paper that's been drawn on by a drunk person, basically. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, well done. We're all really impressed. So what have you really been doing? No, seriously. And then they pity you. And you see that look of death in their eyes. That's what UVW unwrapping is. Right, put those there. Actually, thinking about it more logically, scale them down a little bit more, and then move them. They can sit inside here. Scale them up a bit more. There we are. Okay, pull back. You can hear the busy sounds of 3D Palace office in the background, I'm sure. Then an overlapping bloody polygon, look, just there. Oh, god damn it. Alright, let's go and have a look and see where I'm going to be putting it, apart from the obvious. Maybe it's possible to make like an unwrapping tutorial 20 hours long. There we go. Right, as you see, this area has now become a lot tidier suddenly, which is cool. Go in there. Make sure this isn't anywhere else up here. It isn't, it's down there. Just move it over here. Okay, over here. Just grab these. And this one. Okay, click grow. Just go plain art. And same as last time, just start unwrapping. Nice fast method. On there. And there. Okay, same again. Okay, do the same again over on this side. It's going to be really quite hard getting the light to shine in these places when I unwrap, so I'm just going to have to do my jolly old best, to be honest. As you can see at the bottom there, like, the parts are becoming less and less and less the further we go on with this. Whoop. Extended that one way too far. There we are. Scale this up a bit more. You know, I'm just praying for the end of this damn thing now. How long is it going to be? I know that's not a grand kind of opinion to take when I'm supposed to be teaching you important things, but, you know, it just refuses to end. I spent all afternoon today, well, not all of it, quite a lot of it, looking at references for some of the parts I'm doing next and reading up on it. Now I remember why I decided I didn't want to work in a studio. Well, the fact there are guys who are a zillion times better than I am out there, of course. Okay, that's not good. I appear to have this piece selected. Oh, it's this piece. I wonder what the hole was. Let's scale it down. Do this one first. Like one of the largest parts of the model, so it's not surprising that it's going to have one of the biggest unwraps on it. Well, not unwraps, UVW wraps rather. Well, you know what I mean. Maps, not wraps. God almighty. I swear I'm starting to go insane. Rotate. We only gave 3D World a 1 out of 10 for their flippancy. Why oh why will Robson not be serious when doing 97 hours of unwrapping? It should be a joyous occasion. Yeah, you can imagine that, can't you? Okay. Make sure I'm getting both these underneath parts here and nothing else, because I will get all upset if I do. There we go, that should do it. Quick planar, quick scale down. Just move this one. Okay, now what's this bit? What's this bit here? What does it do? Where is it? Oh right, it's that part there. Okay, so we're going to quick planar it again. Now, these bits at the back. There and here. I have to rotate these twice. Move that up to there. then we'll get a nice edge on them. What 3dsmax needs is a special thing called broom and rug tool, yeah? So if anyone wants to make that, that's fine. What you do is you select all the little bits that are left over down there, right? And you use the broom and rug tool to basically get them the hell out of your way. And then you can pretend they never existed. Oh yeah, broom and rug. Okay, scale these down. Right, now over here, just trying to think logically of a way of laying these out. Okay, now down here then, what are these guys? Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what these are. Little bits everywhere. Those two rear facing parts there. And the rest are these bits here, and under there, and under there in the little detail areas. Okay, well, I'm going to pause my tutorial for now and go straight on to the next one, because this is 100 minutes long, and that's very, very, very long indeed. In the next part we'll move on to the weapon arms, but just continue doing these bits, or, you know, what you can do is just, you know, pretend you're doing something worthwhile and whistle to yourself and do that. You know what I mean? I'll not tell anyone if that's what you decide to do. If you decide to just grab all these bits and go, you know, normal mapping, like that, you see. And then, you know, maybe scale them down a bit. Like this. And then maybe move these little parts here into, like, here. I mean, you know, I'll not tell anyone if you don't, you know. And maybe take, you know, these bits here, and whistle at yourself while you're doing it. And, you know, move them out of the way until later on when you come back, and, you know, maybe you'd have more time to do them later. I don't know. Maybe you will. Who can tell? You're a busy person. God, it's these things that are just like a line, look. See, I'll just select them and this. I can move these to there. Move that to here. You see, this is the special under the rug program I was talking about. There we go. And then over here, what's this? It's a little piece. There we go. Now let's move this over here. Find somewhere to stuff it. I mean, carefully put it until later on. And just scale it down. There we go. It's out of sight for the moment. Right, now. Scale down this side a bit. A little bit less. There we go. Okay, so that's that part in its special place. So now, if we were to select, for example, I said for example, you'll notice there, these and click edit. Funny enough, none of our pieces are actually overlapping at the moment, which is pretty astonishing. But there's what our map would look like so far if you were to do that. So, I hope that's been informative for you, and I'll see you in the next part. Until then, bye bye for now.